great meal can last a lifetime. The best restaurants in America specialize in such a thing, treating you to a culinary experience you won't soon forget. They feature some of the brightest chefs on the planet, earning Michelin stars and changing the way we perceive and enjoy amazing food. The domestic dining scene is a fertile and expansive banquet full of treasures. From classic diners and seafood joints to avant-garde establishments and fusion restaurants, the options are many and the quality tends to reflect countless ingredients we're able to grow, raise, harvest, and forage for. We could not encourage you to support your local eateries more. As restaurants come back to life post-pandemic, those that have survived the storm will you more than ever going forward. But if you're looking for the cream of the crop as you consider traveling again or are just curious about a spot you've heard so much about but have yet to dine at, this video is for you. Here they are, the 10 best restaurants in America. But before we get into them, just a reminder that, as always, we have a bonus fact for you towards the end of the video. Number 1. The Inn at Little Washington. The Inn at Little Washington is the only 3-star Michelin restaurant in the DC metro area, and Chef Patrick O'Connell has created an environment you won't want to leave. Stepping into the restaurant feels like you've been transported to an old country house, except nothing is old about the service here. Much of the produce and herbs are grown on site, and the menu reflects the mind of a creative culinary genius. Offerings such as fennel-dusted Pacific halibut and pepper-crusted Long Island duck breast are just a few delicious items that rotate through the menu. Number 2. Cafe Monarch. This Scottsdale, Arizona, the restaurant is known as being one of the most romantic fine dining restaurants in the country. On top of that, Cafe Monarch also has one of the best wine collections you'll find in any restaurant. Dishes like Fresno Chile, glazed pork belly, and New Zealand rack of lamb grace Monarch's menu. But that's not all. Try their caviar service, where you can get 3 kinds of Osetra caviar. Number 3. Hall's Chop House. Chop houses have long been a player on the fine dining scene. When people think about an elevated dining experience, many first think of chop houses and their white tablecloths, courteous serving staff, and intimate atmosphere. Hall's in Charleston, South Carolina hits all of these marks and more. Opened by the Hall family in 2009, Hall's offer more than just red meat and potatoes. You can't be in Charleston and not offer a taste of the coast, which Hall's does wonderfully. Classics like shrimp and grits and oysters of Rockefeller can be found on the menu, along with stunning sides like pancetta roasted Brussels sprouts and wild mushroom risotto. Number 4. Saison. Situated in Santa Fe, New Mexico, Saison is a unique addition to the list. Chef Fernando Olea, originally from Mexico City, has been working those who visit his restaurants with beautiful and complex flavors. His unique interpretation of Mexican dishes never ceases to amaze him, especially his world-class moles, described as offering elevated Latin American cuisine and specialty cocktails. Saison is sure to impress with items like coyoacan, a shrimp enchilada with a creamy zucchini blossom sauce, and oaxaqueños, baby grasshoppers infused with olive oil, garlic, and citrus. Number 5. Collage Restaurant. St. Augustine is a beautiful coastal city located in northeast Florida. With sterling beaches and stunning architecture, a city is a perfect place for a fine dining experience. Enter Collage Restaurant. Collage, opened by Mike Hyatt and Cindy Standby, utilizes its proximity to the coast by offering guests fresh, local seafood and produce throughout the menu. Homemade lobster ravioli served with sautéed shrimp in a pesto cream sauce and paella cooked in an open fire are fantastic offerings for seafood lovers. For those looking for a land-dwelling entree, the char-grilled filet or tenderloin au poivre should do just fine. With an extensive wine list that caters to budgets of all types and wait staff dedicated to making your time at Collage relaxed and memorable, it would be a mistake not to visit Collage when in the St. Augustine area. Number 6. Horses, Los Angeles. Horses are not trying to reinvent the wheel. That's kind of the point. Chef owners Liz Johnson and Will Agajanian's laid-back approach starts with the space itself. They didn't build out an entirely new restaurant. Instead, they replaced a gastropub, the Pikey, which shuttered in 2020. And before that, from 1937 to 2010, the building on Sunset Boulevard was home to Ye Coach and Horses, a Hollywood haunt where Richard Burton drank and Quentin Tarantino and Tim Roth scribbled scenes for Pulp Fiction on napkins. Number 7. Mama's Fish House. For this next restaurant, we're headed off the mainland and over to the Pacific Ocean where Mama's Fish House calls home on the island of Maui. Mama's is a fish lover's dream. Any fish you get from Mama's is going to be as fresh as you can get, processed and served within 24 hours of being caught. Not only that, but all of their fish is locally sourced and brought to the restaurant by local fishermen in small boats. None of that big commercial fishing going on here. Dishes like Hawaii fish sashimi, macadamia nut crab cakes, and Pacific king salmon are sure to have you salivating. Fish isn't the only thing on the menu in case that isn't your thing. Tenderloins, fillets, and short ribs can all be found on the menu as well. Be sure to order a Mai Tai with your meal and consider finishing the night with some cookies and Tahitian vanilla ice cream. Number 8. GW Finn's. New Orleans is a city of excess, and that extends to their fine dining scene as well. Fans of old school, white tablecloth service have plenty of options in the city of jazz, but none quite compare to GW Finn's. Opened 20 years ago, Finn's focused on the freshest seafood, changing its menu daily, which is incredibly rare. Chef Tanny Flynn is considered one of the foremost seafood authorities, and for good reason. The Wall Street Journal has referred to him as the fishmonger czar of the South. In a city known for its culinary offerings, Finn's stands out. Along with supreme seafood offerings, Finn's offers a well-curated list of beautiful cocktails that pair perfectly with seafood. Try the Watermelon Domain, a mix of ginger, watermelon, jasmine sour, thyme, and cava rose if you're feeling something light and refreshing. If that isn't your speed, sip on a poolside, a coconut rum-based cocktail joined with amaretto, triple sec, pineapple, and cranberry. Number 9. Lahaina Grill. Buckle up because we're going back to Maui for the next restaurant on the list. Lahaina Grill has been voted the best Maui restaurant for 28 years in a row, a truly unbelievable accomplishment. It's no mistake though, as Lahaina Grill regularly serves up inspired dishes sourced from local farms, dairies, and the waters that surround Maui. From the outside looking in, Lahaina looks like any other beach restaurant, wood paneling, unassuming. But once inside, diners are greeted by a bright, airy dining room outfitted with wooden chairs and white tablecloths. Number 10. Circa 1866. Charleston, South Carolina is making its second appearance on the list of best fine dining establishments, this time with the restaurant Circa 1886. Circa 1886 is located in an original carriage house in the historic Wentworth Mansion downtown, and the setting couldn't be more appropriate for a restaurant of this caliber. In 2019, executive chef Mark Hollins launched a menu featuring native South Carolina flavors from past and present that takes guests on a culinary cruise. Try the shrimp and rice grits served with cabbage leaves, goat cheese, and smoked ham hock gravy. For anyone looking for something a little out of the ordinary, maybe the Tankora spiced guinea hen served with jollof rice, chard, bean eggplant pudding, and tiger nut sauce is more your speed. Thank you for staying with us, dear viewers. It's now time for the promised bonus fact. The USA is one of the most established fine dining countries in the world, with almost 200 Michelin star restaurants. Michelin inspectors have discovered culinary talent in all corners of the country and have individual guides for New York State, Chicago, California, and Washington, D.C. Have you been to any of the amazing restaurants we just mentioned? Comment down below and let us know what your favorites are. If you enjoyed the content, uplift the channel by hitting like, subscribe, and ring the YouTube bell to meet us again in the next video. Until next time.